For 40 years, the Florida market was the envy of the world. You buy a slice of paradise for $150,000, you pay $400 a month in HOA fees, and you live the dream. But that dream was built on a lie. For decades, boards kicked the can down the road, ignoring the roof, the concrete, and the future to keep fees artificially low. They inflated property values by hiding the true cost of ownership. On June 24th, 2021, that lie collapsed along with the Champlain Towers South. Now, in 2026, the deadlines have passed. The laws are fully in effect. Assessments of $100,000, $200,000, even $400,000 are the new normal. This is the most violent market correction in Florida history. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how we got here, why 2026 is the year of the great displacement, and what the future of owning a condo in Florida actually looks like. And stick around until the end, because I'm going to give you the ultimate condo buyer's checklist. There's one specific document, something most buyers never ask for, that you absolutely must get before you sign a contract. Don't buy a condo in Florida without it. To understand the crisis, you have to understand the waiver. Before 2022, Florida law had a loophole the size of a parking garage. Every year, condo boards would present a budget that should have included savings for a new roof or painting. And every year, the owners would vote to waive reserves. Why? Because nobody wants their monthly fee to go from $400 to $800. Boards that tried to be responsible got voted out. Boards that promised low fees got elected. This created an illusion. You thought you were buying a condo worth $300,000 with low fees. In reality, you were buying a condo with a $50,000 hidden debt attached to it. The previous owners used up the life of the building and left you with the bill. Then came Surfside. 98 people died because a building failed. The investigation revealed that the board knew about millions in damage, but had less than 7% of the money needed to fix it. Tallahassee responded with Senate Bill 4D. This was the safety valve that turned into a financial hammer. They gave associations time to prepare, but that time is now up. As of December 31st, 2025, the grace period is over. Here's the new law of the land. Milestone inspections. If your building is 30 years old or 25 on the coast and 3 stories or higher, you must have a structural engineer look at it. If they find damage, you must fix it. The SIRS, Structural Integrity Reserve Study. This is a big one. An engineer tells you exactly how much life is left in your roof, plumbing, and concrete. Number 3, the mandate. You can no longer waive reserves for these structural items. You have to fund them fully. That means in the budget meetings happening right now in 2026, boards are legally forbidden from kicking the can. They have to collect the cash. This is where the great displacement begins, because the law requires catch-up funding. Associations aren't just saving for next year, they're paying for the last 20 years of neglect today. Look at Mediterranean Village on Williams Island. Owners there received assessments ranging from $224,000 to $400,000 per unit. Monthly fees doubled from $1,500 to $3,000. Look at Summit Towers in Hollywood, a $56 million special assessment. That's nearly $100,000 per owner. And it's not just the luxury buildings. At Regency Gardens in Orlando, a working class community, residents were hit with $11,000 to $22,000 assessments due in months. For someone on a fixed income, that's a foreclosure notice. Let me tell you about the owners like Maria. She's a retired teacher in Hollywood who bought a condo in 2018 for $180,000. Last month, she received a $95,000 assessment letter. She doesn't have the money. She can't sell because buyers won't touch her building. She's 72 years old and she's being forced out of her home. The result? Inventory is skyrocketing. Prices in older buildings are softening because buyers are terrified of inheriting these bills. You might remember back in 2025, the legislature tried to pass a rescue package called HB 913. That extended the CSRS deadline to the end of 2025. Well, guess what? It's 2026. That extension is gone. They did add a few tools to help soften the blow. Lines of credit. This is a big workaround. This is how it works. Instead of hitting owners with a $100,000 assessment today, the association takes out a loan. You pay it back over 10 or 15 years through higher monthly fees. It's still expensive. Your fees might even double, but it's better than a six-figure bill due in 90 days. Associations can now use these lines of credit to meet the full funding requirement, spreading the pain out over years. The three-story loophole. They clarified that the law applies to 3 habitable stories. If your first floor is just parking, you might be exempt. That saved thousands of small condos. But for the big towers, the bill is due. So here's what's going on. Think of it like this. Florida condos are now divided into 2 different worlds. The fortresses, new buildings, and post-2000s or older buildings that have bitten the bullet and paid the assessments and passed inspections. These will hold their value. They're insurable and financeable. The zombies, buildings that are legally alive but financially dead. These are the 70s, 80s, and 90s buildings that cannot afford repairs. Fannie Mae has blacklisted them, over 1,400 of them, meaning they can't get a mortgage. You have to buy with cash. This leads to the final threat, termination. Developers are circling these zombie condos like vultures. The old playbook was simple. Buy 80% of the units, dissolve the HOA, kick everyone out, and build a new tower. But the Florida Supreme Court just slammed that door. In the Biscayne Bay 21 case, they ruled that if your original condo documents required 100% owner approval to terminate, that rule still applies. Developers can't just change it to 80%. That's good news for property rights, but it's bad news if you're trapped in a crumbling building, because now you can't sell to the developer and you can't afford to fix it. Now, this doesn't mean every condo in Florida is a bad investment. Newer buildings with strong reserves are fine, but the days of buying blind are over. I promised you a checklist. If you're still considering buying a condo in Florida in 2026, you need to play detective. Do not sign a contract until you have these 4 things in your hands. Remember, Milestone, CSRS, financials, minutes. Number 1, the Milestone inspection report. Has the building been inspected? Did it pass? If they say we're working on it, walk away. Number 2, the CSRS. It's the Structural Integrity Reserve Study. This will tell you exactly how much money the building needs to have. Number 3, the financials. Compare the CSRS number to the bank account. If the CSRS says they need $5 million and they have $500,000, you're going to be paying that difference. Number 4, the secret weapon. Get the last 12 months of board meeting minutes. This is the one most people miss. Starting January 1st, 2026, associations with 25 or more units are required by law to post these on their website. Get them, read them. Why? Because the official budget tells you the math, but the minutes tell you the drama. The minutes will tell you if the roof is leaking and they're fighting about it. The minutes will tell you if they're talking about a special assessment that hasn't passed yet. The minutes will tell you if the pool has been closed for 6 months because they can't afford a pump. The budget shows you the past. The minutes show you the future. And if you already own, here's what you do. Pull those same documents. Request the Milestone report, the CSRS, the financials, and start reading those board minutes. If your building hasn't done the inspection or the CSRS, get on that board or start attending meetings. Because if you don't force them to be proactive, you're going to be the one writing the check. The days of cheap Florida living are over. The true cost of living in paradise has finally arrived. And if you don't do your homework, you'll be the one paying the bill. Next up, we're going to talk about the nuclear option for single-family homes, a new bill that might let you dissolve your HOA entirely, and why that might be the worst mistake you ever make. Hey, this has been Tom McNamara, the Florida Real Estate Insider. See you in the next one.